One franchise that's been the butt of Rick and Morty jokes time and time again has been Marvel. From Hulk references to Avengers jokes, here's all the times Rick and Morty poked fun at Marvel. In the Season 2 episode Total Recall, the Smith family finds themselves plagued by an interstellar parasite that has the ability to implant false memories into its host. Each time they have a flashback, a new parasite joins their midst in the form of a wacky character.
Wait! Don't leave without letting Photography Raptor take a picture!
In one such dubious memory, the family, along with their friend Mr. Poopy Butthole, is seen leaving a musical play based on the life of the Hulk. They seem pretty excited about the play, and Jerry is even wearing a pair of fake Hulk hands. This is actually a 2-for-1 reference that not only gives a nod to the big green guy, but also seems to be an allusion to the real disastrous Spider-Man Broadway musical that injured several stunt performers starting back in 2010. A number of these injuries were life-threatening, and the play experienced a range of other calamities. With a price tag of $75 million, Spider-Man Turn Off the Dark is the most expensive Broadway musical ever made. And even though it holds the Broadway box office record for single-week sales, taking in $2.9 million over a span of 9 performances, it still lost nearly $60 million. In a show with as rabid a fan base as Rick and Morty, it's hard to pick any single episode as a fan favorite, but 2 that stand out are the interdimensional cable anthologies. In the second installment, we're briefly introduced to Octopus-Man, as he somewhat nonsensically gets into a car with a mysterious driver bearing a scar across his face. Claiming to be a marine biologist who was bitten by an octopus, which thereby turned him into a half-human, half-octopus, Octopus-Man is obviously a riff on Spider-Man. But while Spidey is a good guy, Octopus-Man claims to save people, which basically translates to him stabbing random people on the street. So maybe he's really more akin to Spider-Man's nemesis, Dr. Octopus. Or maybe in an episode as openly nutty as this particular one, it's best not to dig too deep for logic.
Well, Summer, maybe people that create things aren't concerned with your delicate sensibilities, you know?
When Rick and Morty find themselves on the Purge planet in Season 2's Look Who's Purging Now, a moment comes when it seems like they're cornered once and for all. Then Rick's earlier message to Summer pays off, and suddenly, Rick and Morty are decked out in a pair of battle suits that seem suspiciously similar to those worn by Iron Man and War Machine. Not only do these suits come packed with a seemingly endless series of gadgets used for attacking an adversary in every way imaginable, and not only are their wearers practically invincible, but even the delivery method is strikingly similar to something Tony Stark would have designed.
Morty, time to purge.
The real kicker is the song that plays when the suits are first activated, Feels Good by the R&B group Tony Tony Tony. If that's not a sneaky Tony Stark reference, we don't know what is. In the show's 3rd season, we're introduced to the Vindicators, a team of oddball superheroes that are about as obvious a knockoff of the Avengers as it gets.
Whoa, Rick, is that the Vindibeacon? We're being called to assemble by the Vindicators!
I refuse to answer a literal call to adventure, Morty. Let it go to voicemail.
First of all, there's the name, as Vindicate and Avenge are basically synonymous. Then there are the 2 group symbols, because when you turn the Vindicator symbol upside down, it looks suspiciously similar to that of the Avengers. The story of the Vindicators is in itself extremely Avengery. We meet the team in Vindicators 3, The Return of Worldender, in which it's made clear that there was a first Vindicator team that included Rick and Morty, as well as a second one they skipped for reasons that remain vague.
This article says the reason we weren't involved was personality conflicts.
Could this be a reference to the second Avengers film, Age of Ultron, which many agree was one of the lesser MCU installments? At one point, Rick also explicitly refers to Morty's Vindicator's phase, and as we all know, the MCU releases are broken up into a series of phases. As the episode Vindicators 3 The Return of Worldender makes blatantly clear, said superhero group has assembled to do battle against a being called Worldender. Little is known about the villain, other than the fact that he possesses great power and a taste for genocide.
Vindicators, Worldender is back, and this time he's out to end more than worlds.
Sound like anyone familiar? This is almost certainly a teasing ripoff of Thanos or Galactus, or maybe even both. He's a cliché mega-villain who's supposedly unstoppable unless facing the combined might of the Vindicators. His on-the-nose name also seems to point out how tired audiences are becoming of these over-the-top baddies. If Worldender is supposed to be some kind of Thanos-style enemy who verges on invulnerability, Rick and Morty sticks its tongue out at this concept once again by revealing that Rick has effortlessly defeated him off-screen while blackout drunk.
No offense, but I've always suspected that a lot of what you do in a year could be knocked out in a couple of hours.
Among the most popular of the MCU's leading characters is Star-Lord, leader of the Guardians of the Galaxy. Played by one of the most beloved superstars in Hollywood, Star-Lord is known for his charm, good looks, humor, and bravery. His courage has been instrumental in saving the galaxy on multiple occasions, even if his lack of self-control did directly result in the Thanos snap, which erased half of all the life in the universe, but that's a different conversation. In any case, Star-Lord got the Rick and Morty treatment in Vindicators 3: The Return of Worldender, with the appearance of Vindicators member Vance Maximus, Renegade Starsoldier, voiced by the hilarious Christian Slater. Like Star-Lord, he flies around with a jetpack, wields some kind of ray gun, and seems to offer plenty of swagger and wit.
Sorry I'm late. It was happy hour.
However, unlike Star-Lord, who spends much of his screen time acting in his own self-interest before coming through as a hero in the end, Maximus does the opposite, selfishly attempting to save his own skin before getting brutally slain for his efforts. Check out one of our newest videos right here, plus even more Looper videos about your favorite shows are coming soon. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the bell so you don't miss a single one.